in a jail far, far away.
My name's Tyler, and I am a former inmate, where most of these people work.
An inmate
Tibbs had a good... What did you get away with?
tells all.
Actually, there was waterboarding going on.
For the first, I was thinking maybe since we have different people, you don't have to point at that. I talk loud enough. Since we have like people that aren't normally here, obviously, that maybe we could kind of introduce them mildly, ask them questions about their life, because like I said, Battle Dwarf, fucking, well,
Moi.
she's basically the same as the three of us, so except she can get
Similar
pregnant.
background.
Yeah. Oh, dude, parenting is something I wanted to bring up because I'm so fucking scared of becoming a parent.
It's easy.
That's what everybody says, but I don't think you realize how bad I would fuck a kid up. I would
Oh,
ruin
yeah.
it.
It's easy to do, like, on accident. Like, you realize
Yeah.
little things they pick up from you, and you're like, oh, don't do that. I do that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about that. I was thinking, like, okay, what if I'm doing something and then I see my kid do it that I know that they shouldn't be doing, and exactly that, like, oh, fuck, I know where you got that from.
You totally
Yeah.
laugh at him, and you're just like, no, you can't do that. And
how
then you
much-
go to the other room, and you're like, God damn it.
Oh, it's so hard not to laugh when they fall. Like,
Yeah.
Still laugh. I'm sorry.
it's so bad.
I think I laughed when your kid fell over.
I laugh at her too, don't worry.
Well,
They're so little, and they just, like, tumble, and their little legs go up in the air. Like,
Yeah.
see, I think it's funny when a kid falls, and I also think it's funny when old people fall.
oh, I don't know.
In between,
Yeah, I get sad.
like a baby can't.
They're, like,
they're made to
they're
bounce, so
actually,
they're made to
like,
bounce.
That is a
pretty...
very good point.
It's pretty hard to hurt them bad when they're little. I'm
That's
pretty
true.
sure, like, their
Their
stuff
bones
isn't,
are
like...
bendy.
They're not connected, like, completely. It's weird to explain, but...
I mean, that makes sense. I guess they're not fully. Oh shit! So your bones start out soft as a baby and brittle as fuck when you're old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Just found this out the other day, too. Freaking babies have like 60 more bones than an adult. They just forming together, so like Transformers.
Like fucking. Hold on, I got this. So you tell me a baby is born with like 266 bones?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. And then we have like, what, 209 or 206 or whatever it
206,
is?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
It's nuts.
Have you ever?
He just had a son, so I guess he would know.
Have you ever seen a baby's skull with the adult teeth above the baby teeth?
It's so
It's
gross.
the freakiest shit in the
That'd be
world.
terrifying.
That's a horror movie.
Why the fuck don't we have more than one set of adult teeth? Like, if I got my tooth knocked out, why
Tell
can't
me
I just
about it.
regrow one?
I mean, that's fair.
Like starfish can do it. Why don't we have that kind of technology?
Technology.
I don't see why we haven't evolved past that. Like, we have one set of adult teeth that last us, like, what, from age 10 or 11 to whenever you die?
Yeah.
Come
Not
on, I've
even.
only had this for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, they fall out before that.
Yeah, it's if you don't take care of it. You're just walking around gumming people.
Honestly, I'm being 100% real. I would totally get all of my teeth taken out right now and just live with dentures the rest of my life. Because
I would
you
get the
can't
fake
lose
ones put
dentures.
in. Have you seen the fake ones? Where they like drill into your skull and then they have like the ends of screws on them, and then they screw the new teeth in, and then it's just a permanent set of teeth.
that sounds like
expensive.
This
Yeah.
one's
It's
fake.
super
Freaking-
expensive, but they look beautiful.
Mine's cemented in.
cemented.
Well,
in?
people,
Yeah. Third grade. Seriously, running in gym class. Freaking mission. Yeah, she's probably related to Hitler at some point in time. But I'm running to my next station in third grade in gym class, and she goes off, and she's like, John, don't run. I'm like, I'm okay. Boom. Front tooth just came busting out. My dad comes in like, half hour or so later. Hey, let me see it. So I smile at him. He's like, oh, you look like a fucking hockey player now.
So, okay, when you got that tooth, how old were you when this happened? What year was this?
Third grade. Freaking, that one was an adult tooth. Freaking, I'd say, however old a third grader is.
Well, okay,
9.
how old, or what year was that? Like,
Let's see.
7?
2001 was fifth grade, so
Oh, shit.
2000
Ooh,
or
so
90.
that
remember
beautiful
9.
Yeah,
face.
hell yeah.
Oh my.
Oh.
Who is this angel?
Oh, that's the podcast.
Jasper.
The podcast.
The podcast.
Podcast.
That's so
He is a
Hi,
ragdoll Siamese.
gorgeous. Jasper.
Jasper. Oh, you said it.
Okay, so the technology of teeth then,
What are you doing, Brad?
I feel like
You're always
wasn't that
today.
sophisticated, and they just kind of jammed a fucking block in there.
Oh, they did. Well, I went to the freaking dentist, and for some odd reason, I don't know who gave them his dental degree, but he was shooting cold air onto my nerve. And he was just like, "Oh yeah, this will hurt a little bit," and then just shh. I'm there, third grader. I'm bawling my eyes out because it freaking hurt. And then he goes off, and you get punched in the face, and you go off and get bloody nose. You stick up the nose tampon, basically, what it is. No, he's just jamming the nerve root with it. And I'm just like, "What are you doing?" And he's just like, "Okay, yeah, we'll just cement it in there. It's only gonna last 7 years."
I'm not convinced that dentists are real. I think
Nah.
they're just dudes that say they're dentists.
Nah,
Because there's
he's-
no way they actually know anything with some of the shit I've seen a dentist do.
That guy was a moron.
Like, I
I'll tell
remember
ya.
at the jail watching this dude yank teeth. Holy fuck.
That jail dentist is not.
Dude, he was so
I
bad.
was terrified.
Did he pull any of yours?
No,
Like,
no,
he
I
really-
didn't have
he's like,
much
"I
left.
pulled
I
these."
what I lost. Was
They
really
used to
gone.
have
My
one. He
teeth could go
didn't
to
pull
that point.
teeth. He would only give out ibuprofen.
That's
Oh,
That's
no.
it. But now they have a guy that just pulls out every fucking tooth.
Yeah, there was
he can.
this he straight up did. This one dude, his mouth was all like methed out, right? So he just went in there with a pair of pliers and just starts
Yeah.
pulled like 4 teeth all at once. I'm like,
Oh.
That's fair.
Can I say, like, will you bleep if I say, like, someone's name?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
saw,
he's used to it.
At Goodwill, and she turned around and was like, "Hey, you!" And I just looked at her. She's like, "Do you know who I am?" And I'm just like,
I didn't
No.
recognize her either. I really didn't. I did not recognize her at all.
and she was like, "Oh yeah, I still don't have teeth." I was like, "Okay, I'm so
You
sorry."
don't say. Really?
oh,
So
sorry.
do we want to introduce our guest?
Okay,
I don't
yeah,
think
yeah,
we
yeah.
All
are.
right, we keep forgetting.
We'll
what we're
start
doing.
my right to my left. So we'll start with Tyler.
Yeah.
This is Tyler.
Hi.
Hi, Tyler.
Hi.
T. Craig.
My name's Tyler.
Tell us a little bit about yourself,
A
Tyler.
little bit about myself. Well, I am Adrian's girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
Boyfriend.
It's 2023.
Good start.
It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
2023.
So yeah, and I am also a former inmate. Where most of these people worked. So that's
Honestly, one of the cool ones.
yeah.
Never
that's
gave me a
awesome.
problem.
The
Thank you.
coolest.
Solid dude.
How was it on the other side of like law enforcement?
How was it?
Yeah, can you just describe how like was it scary? Like some of the things you
Okay.
experienced that you didn't expect to experience, things like that. You know, just
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it was you. I mean, as far as like the COs go and everything, at first it was a big shock. That was my first time in jail. I spent a year there, and I was really bad when I got in. I was like strung out and on a big run. So like, yeah, everything was a big shock. But after a few months of there, like, I mean, you get used to things, and I don't know. The best thing to say, I pretty much joked with most of the COs and everything, like to get by. There was no animosity, I don't think, between anybody as far as me. I know other inmates there was, but I don't know. Yeah, like what else do you want to know? Like,
Did you make hooch?
oh, that's good,
I
man.
mean, well, there was a lot. No,
get
you
away
can't
with?
really like.
I know he has stories. I
In
don't know if
county,
he
you
wants to
can't
tell
do that.
y'all.
Like,
Yeah,
there's
it would
so
be
many.
hard to get away with.
There's just a bunch of people in there thinking that they like. Yeah, no one actually is making hooch, and if they are, they're just gonna get food poisoning. They're not gonna get That's the truth. There was some bread soup with some juice in it, like underneath some bunks at some point. I knew about, but to me, it was just a big joke. I don't
Yeah,
know.
dude. I
That was
remember
funny to me.
they found quote unquote hooch once in the kitchen.
in
and
the
they,
kitchen, yeah.
And they
Dude,
brought
it blew hot on the
Yeah.
breathalyzer.
Did it really?
But
Yeah,
they
it's
brought
pretty
it up.
serious?
They
I
brought
just
it up and we're
assumed
looking
that-
at it and it just looked like stuffing and gravy.
Yeah, I know.
disgusting.
I know who did that. That's actually, I don't know how.
And wasn't it?
I guess the kitchen's the only way you can really do that in county, but.
Was
No, I know who it was.
Oh, you're right. it was.
Yeah, it was. I knew all about the log. I
Smokes
got,
cocks. That was someone carved that into a bunk.
smokes cocks.
Yeah.
It could have been my brother.
I
That could
remember
have
me and
been fucking.
Me and old man doing the cell search, and he just looks up. He's like, ha. It just says smokes cocks.
That's yo.
And then I look over, and I'm like, is it true? He's like, fuck you.
Of course, you get that fucking cell too.
That was funny.
Okay, Adrian, introduce. This is Adrian.
I'm Adrian. I am Edward's little sister. I also used to be their coworker at the jail.
A mom.
I'm a mom. I have a 2-year-old daughter, and I'm currently pregnant
Fuck, she's 2?
Congratulations.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
thank you.
That was 2 years ago?
with a boy.
Where has life gone? Fuck.
It's crazy.
Way too fast.
Okay, so then we have the Battle Dwarf.
That's man we've been talking about for several months now to get on the podcast.
Months, huh? Oh
Yeah,
boy.
seriously.
Months. Yeah, I finally have arrived.
Dude, you're kind of a legend around here.
I mean, I strive to be that, but at the same time, it
And
could be a bad thing.
Might I say, I always thought John Tibbs here was yoked. You're fucking yoked.
He's more. I'm just like a little condensed
He's
person.
a condensed version.
Yeah, I'm just condensed. I'm like the little tuna can, you know? He's the value pack. But yeah, my name's John. I'm not an inmate, or I didn't work with these guys.
This is our first, a lot of us first, well,
He did recently get hired as a deputy sheriff.
Not confirmed
Yes,
yet.
it is.
It's not official. It's not on paper, but almost. Thank
almost
you.
congrats. Hope it doesn't suck for you.
I hope it doesn't, you know.
It's
But
gonna be awesome. You can walk to work, man.
I know. I'm only like 4 blocks away. You know? What else? I got 3 kids, twin daughters, and a son.
Fucking
Oh, yeah.
Spray in your seat.
Oh, I just I was a saw gunner, so you got to lay down, suppress the fire, man. Yeah, that's about. And I'm a Marine Corps vet, so
Oh, Marine Corps.
oh yeah,
I thought you were Army, so you're a fucking cultist.
I'm actually more sophisticated than you. So,
Drinking fucking snake blood and shit.
duh. I never went to the Philippines.
I don't get the military
But
jokes.
I could have went if I
Okay,
extended.
so the Marines, that's actually a thing. PETA went after only the Marines because they wanted them to stop drinking Cobra blood.
Yeah, in the Philippines.
Peter
Yeah.
Malort?
Yeah, it's just like no,
Peter?
that's actually
Peter.
a tradition. So it's just like get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
They still do it.
split a snake open and drink. It's
Yeah.
fucking gross.
Nice.
man.
It's like and there she goes. But yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic. So, circling back,
You're not even talking to the mic, bro.
I'm close enough. Heather, fucking twat. Sorry, Heather, I love you. Okay, circling back to jail.
Yeah.
Tibbs had a good. What did you get away with?
What did I go? Okay. I got away with a lot.
Let's hear it.
But
man.
it's not anything serious. Like, it was just
The
stupid
dumb
shit.
jail rules, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, we just knew, like, you just had to know who was in the bubble, what shift it was, who the, like, lieutenant was, and, like, how much you could get away with and when or whatever. So we just
Did he
got
corner
used
you
to
in the
it.
shower?
What was that?
Did he corner you in the shower?
Did the, who?
The lieutenant.
No, he didn't.
Okay, good.
No, there was there in the shower. That's the point. So there's
Can
some
I say
blind
something
spots.
that I saw coming out of the shower? when I
Well,
was
you can say it, but I gotta explain.
yeah.
it. No.
So don't explain it first
All right.
because I didn't have an explanation.
It's
Someone said there is suspicious activity going on in this block and no explanation. So I walk in and it's like a clown car of shirtless men coming out of the shower,
Oh no.
scrambling
Alright.
to put their shirts on, and I see Mr. Tyler Craig here,
Yeah.
and his brother come out of the shower together
Yeah.
and put their shirts
Yeah.
back on. So I had a lot of questions.
He had a lot of questions.
And their
Major
answer,
circle jerk going on
their
there.
answer
Yeah.
was the light was blinking. The shower light was blinking.
So the crazy part was the light did end up start blinking. Like right after we said that, it started blinking. So that was pretty cool. But...
Why we're all shirtless together in the
No,
shower.
so there.
I was wondering, like, the light started blinking, everybody's like, shirts off, guys.
Tarps off, boys. Tarps off.
So like, let's just say, okay. So a lot of the times we get bored, and like there was some less fortunate people that would come into jail wouldn't have as much as some other people. And I will come right out and say it, I was not the biggest instigator, but I definitely was involved in a lot of this stuff. So, but
Timing.
yeah, things like I don't know, the shower stuff. How do I explain that? that one was rough. How much can I say?
Please
Should
tell
I
me
say?
you were fighting.
Was
Well,
this
there
like
was fighting that day, no. But it wasn't anything you'd imagine. And I hope, like, when you saw me and my brother coming out, you'd be like, oh, okay, there's no way. You know, that's really weird. But I know
was.
he wouldn't do that, right? He seems normal
I'm not gonna
enough.
lie. Your brother, anytime I saw him going anywhere, I was like, how is he alive? He
Right.
looked like he died 15 years ago.
He
So
looked
pale.
like a ghost on the way in. I looked rough, too, on the way in. It was bad. But, yeah, back to that. It was just like, so, hazing. There was, that day, actually, there was waterboarding going on. There was an attempt. It never happened, but the shirts were off because there was an attempt at something that we created. There was an apparatus.
an apparatus?
Somebody was to do some kind of a coffee enema, and we were afraid of backfire. And that's all I'm gonna say about that one.
Did it get real shitty?
But there was no like gay stuff, obviously. At least on our block.
Coffee enema isn't gay?
No, it was him doing it to him. I mean, it was
Oh.
like,
You were just shirtlessly observing.
yeah,
He shit the
we were.
coffee everywhere or something?
It never got in there, and the worst part was that I remember came on first, and like all of us comes in there with, and she comes out with a glove with the thing that was in the dude's butt, holding it, going, "You guys are gross," and walks by, and I'm like, "That you have no idea how gross that really was."
So did you guys go off and draw straws to get this
No,
coffee enema?
there's just less fortunate people.
Oh,
in this
okay.
world. It sucks. It really, that's the part that sucks.
So basically, you just went up to this guy, was like, "Hey, bro, you're like not with it.
This
Hang
is what
10."
happened. So, I don't know where it started. I think it may have started before I got there, but it really ramped up when we were there for some reason.
I mean, hey, it happens. It happens.
and like so,
It's
the
because
whole
they had noodles.
we had a lot of
Plenty.
soups, and people like soups and
Soup
coffee.
is power.
Soup is power in jail. I noticed that my first week there. I got there and I realized the person that ran the blog had a fucking couch of ramen noodles, and that was the only thing that like differed him from anybody else. And he literally ran the blog. So that's how I changed my course of action after that. I realized the soups were acquire noodles first. But anyhow, yeah, where was I going with that? I said something.
Stuff you got away with.
Stuff I got away with.
Yeah, waterboarding.
Oh, we're
Yeah,
discussing how
we
you got
did.
to that
It
guy.
got so bad. I don't know how we didn't get locked down, but there was a time where we were doing things just on the block. Like literally, we had someone do something called the Amazing Race, which was. So you got some really like chili. There's some special. You got ramen flavors in there. You really can't get on the streets. They're kind of spicier than the normal ones. Yeah, and there's like this Thai one that has like chunks of stuff in it, so it's really coarse.
Oh, hell
so
yeah.
we'd mix together the spicy stuff and the Thai stuff, and like we'd put it in like a tube, and we'd have 3 people. It'd have 3 stations, and the person would start with the first amount of dust being blown into their eyes when they were being held open, and then he had to run to the other corner to the next station, open his eyes, and get another blast. By that point, he usually gives up, like it's pretty bad, but some people are champions. I would say champion of, and he, I think, forever will be. He ate his own shit. It got really bad.
Wait, who?
All right.
I will say it if you believe.
Oh, I believe.
It got so bad. It got so bad. Like this stuff started like just as somebody that, hey dude, you have some coffee. My brother would be like, I'm so tired of giving this shit out. And he's like, all right, well, do you want to do something for it? And that's how it led to more and more. And people just started coming to us. There was not like, hey, you're a new kid on the block. I'm gonna haze you. There was no, it was
you
like,
have to
hey,
haze.
this is an opportunity to come up. It's like Jackass, but like a game, and you get to like actually obtain stuff for it.
This is amazing.
Was it on
And I
Jackass?
spent
Like,
my whole year doing this. Well, and at one point they split the block up. Like there was a few people like that kind of were like, kept charge of this because we had commissary and like influence or whatever.
It's like factions.
Yeah, but they split us up, and a couple of us ended up on K block, and I was on J block. I remember. And it got to the point where we had a couple people that were willing to do it, and they had a couple people that were willing to go pretty far for this stuff. And we were calling it the Special Olympics. I don't know if you want to bleep that or not, but
Oh no, that's fine.
that's
we say that all the
probably
time.
something that we want to bleep. But we were having a competition, and at one point it got really bad. I was kind of at that point I realized this thing got bigger than I could handle. I was part of this, but it was already so big I couldn't do anything about it.
That's what she said.
And from what I hear, when I left, it continued. I don't know if it just sputtered out or I'm sure this happens everywhere, but it was pretty bad from what I heard. Yeah.
Okay,
There's
so
a competition.
another question I have is like pretty much every time we would get onto shift at shift change, everybody would ask who's in charge today.
Yeah.
If you heard Sergeant McConnell was in charge, how little fucks did you give?
Yeah, that was a good sign that I had a green light. I'm not gonna lie. You were pretty damn cool.
I didn't give a fuck what happened in that jail.
No, and I feel like you guys. It just worked out well. Yeah, you guys were. Yeah, there was a few people I wouldn't do it when they were on, but you were one of the ones. No, I don't like you.
I hated Sergeant McConnell's shifts because that meant I did all the running.
Because you were the only one that did anything.
I was acting sergeant on those days, so he had a day off. Not really, I just ran.
That's funny.
Yeah.
How many naps did you take on work?
How many? I'm
Naps.
gonna keep it $1.50 with you, Chief. Okay.
Great question.
For like
good question.
2.5 years, I was in the booking area, which is just where everybody, when you first come in, you get booked in. And I was the one that gave you like your mattress and your bag of all your shit. So then we had a room in the back with all the mattresses.
Yeah.
Fucking perfect napping spot, dude. So I would set my watch alarm for every 15 minutes because also in that area is where all the people that are at risk of suicide. And you're supposed to keep an eye on them. I did not. I did not keep an eye on them.
You come out and just like hand slap a fucking dead body.
Yeah,
hanging there.
like,
It's
you're supposed to make sure they're like breathing or whatever. No, I was snoozing. So yeah, every 15 minutes I would go back. I would fucking take a nap. My alarm would go off. Sometimes I would actually go out and check on them. Sometimes I wouldn't. I don't work there anymore. They can suck my balls.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah, and then yeah. So yes, I took many naps. Probably when I was on midnight shift, I would say every day for like a year.
That's good. I like
Yeah,
that.
I've only fallen asleep once in that jail, and it was when I had COVID, and they wouldn't let me go home. I was like, "Hey, I think I have COVID. I like can't taste or smell anything." They go, "Check your temperature," and it was like perfect. So I worked all night, and I was just sleeping in tower the
I mean, it's
whole
fair.
time.
I would have done the same damn thing. Hey, Tibbs, you awake? No. Fuck it.
You hear the stupid, annoying fucking buttons being pressed, and you're like, open. Then you fall asleep, and then they press the next one because you forgot to let them in the next spot. You're like, whoops.
Yeah. People would get very mad at you for that. Let me tell you what, we were not nice to each other, like employees.
Honestly.
Not even close.
I loved the inmates compared to my coworkers. Like,
Well, we had a good year when we were on shift together. It was
yeah, when all
me,
three of
you,
us
and,
were together.
Edwards during COVID, we just fucking fucked
But
around
to
at work.
be
We
fair,
fucked
we
around.
were on the phones talking shit about our other coworkers.
I was gonna say, booking McConnell, when did you have time to nap? You were always on conference calls.
Well, that was when I was on midnights. That was before I was on their shift.
Oh,
It's
okay.
hilarious that like they would write other people up for that, but they never once wrote us up for that.
That's because they liked us.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
My only write-up was for that, and I still got fired.
But yeah, if there was ever a time where you were like waving at a camera because you needed something and nobody was responding, we were on the phone talking shit on other COs.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what was going on. You're like, fuck, dude, I gotta pay. Too bad. I'm bitching
That's
right
funny.
now. Oh man.
Shit, that's funny as hell.
Yeah, I love that. God,
Yeah.
you are great. I love that. The amazing
I
ring.
can't believe how much shit like
Dude,
happened.
oh man, it's
hilarious.
crazy. There was
Well, I remember. I knew that.
We need
kind
to have more ex-inmates on.
right.
I can't for sure.
I knew because I knew that kind of shit did happen. Because one time I
Let's get my
walked
sister
in.
on. She was like the CO that got arrested.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh my gosh. B. Craig.
oh man. So he was a bigger influencer, but yeah.
Oh, he was definitely.
He was
You could
mean.
tell
Listen,
by watching you
I don't
two that
know
he
if
was
you-
the shifty one.
Did you know? Did you notice? Like, I basically had to follow him around and make sure he didn't end up in the hole the whole fucking time I was there.
No, we
And
did.
that he didn't get in fights with people that he shouldn't. Like bigger people. Like he's an idiot.
After a
He's
while, we did
I
pick
love
up
him
on
to
that.
death. He's gonna see that. But listen, I followed your ass around and made sure you stay out of trouble.
Kitchen workers. And
Yeah.
He did something stupid.
Oh my god.
He like stole a pen.
Listen, he got away from me for a little bit because he ended up going to the kitchen, so he had a few
Squirrely
hours
shit.
alone. And from what I hear, I don't know exactly, something to do with stealing a pen, but he got away with worse. Like, he was throwing American cheese slices on the cameras.
Oh yeah, I remember
And it was
that.
worse.
I would be up in the
stick.
tower and
And
I'm like, what the?
it's like, I heard about it, I'm like, nah, and I'd go back, I'd go into the cover a shift or something, and there's still a piece of cheese up there. I'm like, no shit.
We probably just assumed that camera wasn't working. We're like, nah, fuck it.
Damn wiring.
Yeah. So his story with that, there is a pen worker that brought the food in, and she had like a civilian pen is what the write up called it, and he wanted to bring it back because we got to use flex pens, and it's annoying, and they suck. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't even care. I'm taking this. I'm hiding it in here so I can write on my labels or whatever. And they found it. And that was a big deal. It was like, I don't remember. It was like theft from a.
I remember that because they were like, he could stab somebody with that.
I'm like, I don't
Fucking
think he's
sure.
gonna stab anybody with that, but he's just an idiot.
For people that probably don't know your brother, he's not exactly the most intimidating figure on the
No,
planet.
no.
So, like, if you look at him, he's not stabbing anybody.
No, it's pretty obvious. Like, it was something dumb, but you know, I get the point.
Something to add. To.
I worked at a jail up here, and freaking going along the lines of stabbing somebody. You know, you give all the inmates fucking sporks, right?
Yeah.
This is very hard to stab somebody with a spork, right? One day I'm working, freaking a metal fork goes missing out of the kitchen, and we're like, oh shit, you know. And then the one senior that was on duty that day, I'm not going to mention his name or anything. Like,
OIC.
huh?
Was he like an OIC?
Yeah, he'd been there for like, he just retired. You guys know
I know
him.
who it is.
And freaking, he comes in the control room, just door flies open. This guy's hothead. He's like, what the fuck do I hear about a fork getting mixed? You know, he starts going off on us. And we're like, dude, we don't know. We weren't in the kitchen. Because there's 2 inmates down in the kitchen plus the kitchen staff. Oh, I'm going to go down there and fucking find it. I catch him. He turns around and goes out the thing. It's in his back pocket. I let him go. He goes down to the kitchen. You just see things on the camera flying. Just flying. He comes back. And he's just like, these motherfuckers are lying to me. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just cracking the hell up. And he goes, what's so fucking funny, doobie? Because I've only been there for about 2 weeks. Yeah, and I'm like, dude, it's in your back pocket. And he's just like, no, the fuck it is. He sits down and he feels it. He's like, God damn it. You know, he goes down because he did not only just go to the kitchen, he went to each and every block and just reamed everybody out.
Yeah.
And this guy, he's been there, like I said, early 90s. Things that happened in the early 90s, especially in law enforcement in the correctional field, you can't really do nowadays. He had no cares in the world to go off and free. He's just like, nope, going back to when I was like 19 years old. The hell with it. And he goes off, just starts reaming everybody. Goes back to hey guys, really sorry it was in my back pocket. I forgot I took it.
I'm surprised he admitted it.
Yeah, good on him for doing it, but it's just like, no, this guy's an idiot.
You guys know who it is, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
He was a no.
Yeah, I figured.
He looked at me one day, freaking up there. He's just staring at me. I'm like, dude, what are you staring at? Like, this is my, like, day 2, I'm up there. And he's like, what are you staring at? Trying to measure you. Like, what are you talking about? Measure me.
What?
Like, you want my sizes or anything like that? And he goes off. He's like, yeah, just want to see how you act under pressure and everything like that. And I was just like, well, what's the worst you've ever done? And he goes, oh, well, freaking, I had a stabbing here, stabbing there. I'm like, well, I've been blown up a couple times, so does that count? Yeah, fuck a couch. Yeah, he goes back to doing what he does, and he's drinking his coffee and everything. The motherfucker stayed drinking coffee. Like,
Because he never sleeps. He works
he
at like
doesn't.
3 different jails.
He doesn't. Or he did work at 2 prisons. He didn't sleep, but he racked up like $80,000 in overtime the one year.
Jesus.
It's just like, dude, he never fucking slept. He never went home. It's just like,
The amount of
He hates
shit
his
I
wife
would
for
do
sure.
for sure. The amount of shit I would do for $80,000 worth of overtime.
yeah, that was like the last year he was doing and up here. Nice. Nice.
God damn it. Birds.
It's like the 3rd one he's done over here.
That's impressive.
Jails are just funny.
So
They're funny.
here's another question: How often did the COs fuck up, and you guys got fucked up for it?
Oh my god. Oh, a lot. They're fucking a lot of shit happened like that. Let me.
We're
think.
like, you guys
Let me think.
legitimately didn't do something wrong. They're like, we're gonna rip your block apart for it.
Oh yeah. Let me think. There's been a lot of weird shit. I guess the only thing I really can think of, there was one time, I don't even remember the guy's name. We just called him Red. He was young. He just started.
Oh, dude.
Listen,
He got his ass kicked recently. up
this
there.
was so
I got this
confusing.
story about.
Yeah, this is just a confusing thing that happened. No one seems to understand it. He he locked my brother down for something, I think, but he came down and it was like a misunderstanding. And then Brady's like, "Hey, can you go talk to your like sergeant or whatever?" And he's like, "Yeah, whatever." And it was somehow it was cleared up or whatever he said it was. I don't remember what happened, or he never came back. That's what it was. He just never came back.
Oh, I used to do
so
that
Brady
all
was
the time.
waiting. He wasn't locked down. He didn't tell him to go back in his cell or something like along these lines. And then over the speaker, someone says, B. Craig locked down something or other. And he's like, what? All right. And he locks down. And then after a little bit, they come back with a write-up for him being outside of his cell or something because, while he was supposed to be locked down. When the whole fucking time that CO Red, he just didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He never even told him, like, hey, go into your cell or whatever. It was something along those lines. I know that was a big thing. There's a lot of little things like but
I'm guilty of that. Somebody would be like, hey, am I locked down? I'm like, I don't fucking think so. And I'd let them out of their cell.
and like being petty about shit, like, and no programs.
Yeah, that's
Fucking
fucking
crazy.
ridiculous. There's 0 rehabilitation services available.
Well, to
Yeah.
be fair, jail in America is not meant to rehabilitate you. It's meant
people
to
think it
generate
is.
money.
But evidently,
set
it's
up
not
that way.
working.
Oh fuck no. It's
I'd rather go to jail in freaking Norway. You ever hear
Dude,
about
fucking
that?
Norway's prisons
Yeah.
are sweet.
They're
They
just
just give
like
you
hotels.
an apartment.
Yeah, I've seen that shit.
It's like, I'm allowed to be around here with knives and everything. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. It's just like, oh.
Yeah,
Like, try that in a freaking America. You get shanked 800 times and your head gets chopped off.
yeah. Or a fucking CO kicks you downstairs. My uncle was a state CO in fucking West Penn in Pittsburgh when it was still
I hate
open.
this story.
And not that one, not that one. But
You tell that one too.
it was the 90s, early 80s, late 90s, whatever the fuck.
Nah.
Way back in the way back when if you did something that was like untoward towards an officer, they'd fucking chain you up and literally just kick you down the fucking stairs. And then
But I'm the one with charges.
and then the captain, and then the captain or whatever would be like, "Oh, that footage got corrupted.
Oops.
Yeah, it was like you can't do that shit now, but
No.
yeah, it was. Jail is not to rehabilitate; it's to get revenge.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
Punishment.
I hate it. I hate. Moving down the line, we'll get off the prison talk. Poor guy, we've been hammering him.
That's all right. I got all kinds of other things I'm thinking about.
Oh,
here.
really?
Well, I mean, we'll move on, but
Oh no, go, if you got more
can't-
cooking, hey,
Absolutely.
if you're cooking, I'll get out the kitchen.
Hear some stories from him.
Yeah, okay,
yeah,
we'll-
I do. That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah, we'll go to the-
move
we'll
on
go to the
like, other
battle
stuff
dwarf.
here.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Okay, so you said
I mean, it's okay. It happens. It happens.
you said you weren't in Iraq. You were Afghanistan.
I was
right?
Afghan
What
twice,
part
yeah.
of Afghanistan?
Helmand.
Oh.
Northern Helmand.
Oh.
Up in the Nowzad,
Mountains.
Musakela, Kajaki, Sangin. Sangin was a bad time. Ugh. Yeah, bad time. Where else were we? I don't know. My second deployment over there, we started up in the Kajaki region at FOB Alcatraz.
Sounds ominous.
It was a great strategic point too. The FOB itself was big enough to land 2 153s in it, which is the biggest helicopter the United States has to offer. You can fit like 60 dudes in the back. And it was on top of a plateau overlooking like half the valley. Or I should say half the upper valley. But yeah, that's where we were. And later, whenever we went off, and like a month in, RCT 7, Regimental Combat Team 7, is a full board colonel, comes up to our FOB and he's just like, "Oh, Charlie Company, you guys don't need to be here anymore." And we're like, "Oh, where are we gonna go?" You know, and we go down to this base called Delaram, regimental base. Bunk beds, AC tents, multi-million-dollar gym. Chow hall was better than Leatherneck.
Yeah.
Had a landing strip there and all that stuff. I'm like, dude, I can totally stand post for like a day, but sleep in a mattress. I was like, dude, I'm gonna have a cakewalk my second deployment. No. We go off. It's like after actions report. Everybody over to the company office. They had like this little wood shack for us, you know. And they were like, "Hey, great movement, guys. Really liked it. Great dispersion." You know, the whole educated colonel shit.
Yeah.
You know, he comes off. He's like, "Got a lot of fun stuff for you guys." And he walks away. And we're like, "Oh, what the fuck is going on?" You know?
Fun stuff in Afghanistan doesn't sound very fun.
And he comes off and he leaves. Captain comes up. He's like, "Well, there's no easy way to put this. We're going on 6 months clearing operations." Oh, and we're just like, "Oh, okay. Whereabouts?" You know, I thought we were going to be in like our region and everything of like the regimental base. No, Southern Helmand, Northern Helmand, Central Helmand, a little bit of Herat province. Hell, we
And
even
for
went
people
inside.
that don't know, Helmand was not a good place to be in
No,
Afghanistan.
Helmand was like, that's where a lot of the Taliban were, and then
it was
the
close to
entire Marine
Pakistan.
Corps was. They were like, the Marine Corps, you guys don't have any, like the 10th Mountain and all those, you don't have the airborne units and all that shit.
Well, you don't have any funding, so.
Yeah, we don't. Like my weapon that I had, that was a saw. It was, I like did some research on it and everything like that. It was made in like 1991 when I was born.
Yeah.
I was just like, "Oh, sweet, I'm shooting a gun that's 20 some odd years old. No wonder it's fucking breaking." But yeah, no, we were all over Helmand, and then we went back up to my old stomping grounds up in the Musakela, Nowzad area. We've seen the Dahana Pass and everything like that. We're like, "Oh, sweet, that's where we used to be. Why the fuck are we this far north?" You know? And but yeah, we were all over the place in there. We even went like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but we were like 50 miles inside at one point in time.
Nice.
Yeah, we were chasing the HVT, and we were just like, "Oh, where the fuck are we?" And like, "You don't know anything." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I really don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but
We'll bleep it. Just bleep where he was.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
bleep
no,
it. Sorry, Edward. Bleep it again.
damn it. No, but
Okay, so what was your MOS? What were you?
0311, that was the
Infantry,
Yeah.
fucking bullet magnet.
Yep, there's a little mud cruncher.
Okay, so this keeps getting worse for you. Fuck.
I mean, it's okay. It's okay. I've accepted everything.
Shit. When you joined, did you plan on being a fucking bullet sponge in
Yes.
the middle of the worst part of Afghanistan,
Yes.
basically?
Yes, I
Yeah.
did.
So
I
you
was
loved it. You
Like
were one of
junior
those.
in high school, 2008, I went to the recruiter's office, and I think his little scrawny ass black dude, Sergeant Riley. I don't know if he's still in. He's
Probably
probably
a
a first
smage
sergeant
now.
or something. Yeah, and he's a scrawny ass dude, probably like 130 pounds. Like his blues, since he's a recruiter, he has to wear his blues all the time.
Yeah.
It didn't even fit to his neck. Like his neck was like a chicken bone into like, I don't even, like a sleeve of a shirt. That's what it looked like. Like, dude, you're like an Ethiopian right now. And he goes off. He's just like, "All right, what kind of job you want to do?" I'm like, "Think about infantry." He's like,
Oh, they love that.
"Do you want to?" He went off and said, "Do you want to reconsider that?"
Oh, really?
I went off and was like, "No, I don't. I want that job. So he's like, all right, let's take your practice ASFAB. Take the practice ASFAB. 19. 19.
It's not a
And I go off and I was just like, oh, was that good or not?
So you just got your name right.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. And he goes off. I was like, is that good? He's like, no, you need a 36.
Okay, so you go into this recruiter's office,
Yeah.
and you give him the fucking dream. You're like, I want to be infantry,
Yeah.
which is normally something they gotta basically beg people to do or hope they score low enough.
Oh, yeah.
Then did you have to get an ASVAB waiver?
No, that was
the
practice
practice. That was the
ASVAB. When I
practice.
went to take the practice ASVAB, I got a 36.
Nice.
So
The
I had
minimum.
I had the choices to be an 0311, 0331, just machine guns, and then I want to go off and say it was like a tanker, drive around tanks and shit like that. I'm like, I don't want to be in that.
That'd
you
be
know?
pretty sick, though.
I mean, you think about it. Once I got into the field of infantry, I was just like, totally should have went to the tanks.
Yeah.
Fuck walking everywhere.
Yeah.
I was just like, no.
Yeah, you don't want to be a crunchy.
No,
you don't
no.
want to be the one they run over when
Yeah.
shit hits the fan.
Yeah. But like, I got a $5,000 bonus.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All these army guys are like, dude, I got like $40,000 for getting
The
it. You know?
Navy's handing out $140,000 bonuses right now.
I might go back to the Navy then.
140?
140 grand.
Yeah.
Air Force is even more, I
They
think.
will
Yeah.
pay you for anything.
Is there
Yeah.
any branch that accepts felons?
If you can get
If
a
you get a
waiver,
waiver.
you can get a waiver for anything.
I'm working on it. They love me. Like, I don't see probation ever. They just come and talk to me.
I'll tell a story about how shitty county probation
They
is.
are. No, like,
My one buddy,
typically.
he was only on ARD, which is like diet probation.
Yeah.
And,
I love that you call it diet probation.
and he fucking
I like
could not get a clean piss test, and he literally went months pissing hot every single time. And I was like, dude, get me fucking one clean piss test, please God, get me one. When
how it was.
the entirety of ARD did not get a clean piss test, and he just faked it for him.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I had a PO like that too. It was for ARD back in the day, but he was my
ARD,
He
yeah.
was my old football coach. He loved me.
You're a great wide receiver there, kid.
That's serious. That's like the relationship.
Great hands on this guy. Great hands.
Never had to stick him in it. Ball come towards him, boom, catches it.
So yeah, that worked out both times. On
Wasn't he
probation.
like looks negative to me?
Yeah,
young
that shit
man?
was fucking a fail for sure. There was no. He's like, you see that pink line there? He's like, next time, I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, there's no fucking pink line there at all.
No,
and he's
you
like,
see
next time,
it.
make sure it's full. So I'm like, all right. Sounds good. That was the end of the discussion. He didn't, and because of that, he didn't test me the next 2 times, and I think I just wrote it out after that, and yeah.
That same friend that I was telling you about, he fucking came to my apartment at like 6:30 in the morning once when I had my apartment. He's like beating the shit out of my door. I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, I need clean piss. I'm like, what the fuck?
He's
He's like,
desperate.
he's like, just piss in a bottle for me, bro. I'm like, whatever. So I piss in the bottle. He tapes it to his leg, and his PO picks him up, and the bottle pops in his leg. And there's just my piss running down this kid's leg, and JR's like, "It's not yours, is it?" And he's like, "No." And he's like,
Shit, I would've just been like, yo, I got
okay." He's like,
scared.
"I'll see you in a week."
My
Like,
buddy got a felony and went upstate off of the fucking ARD, like being on ARD for fucking a Wizinator. You know what those are?
yeah, fake cock that you piss out of.
Yeah. Yeah. He got set up.
That's
I
why
think
you always
so,
go with
because
oil
Because
changes.
it was someone else's Wizinator that he used. He used the day before, and he passed fine. He said he passed fine.
Yes.
He's like, yeah, dude,
Yes.
I came out clean, good. Here, dude. He's just, I don't know what sanitation was done or whatever, but walked into the same thing the other dude did, and he fucking caught a charge. He went upstate. It was like
He's
something
like,
done.
I
too.
literally just saw that dick.
Yeah, he's like, dude, I don't know that dick anywhere, bro. that's like, yeah, but shit.
That's a nice cock there, guy. It's the same one as yesterday.
I remember you.
Well, how'd he do?
Man, okay.
Oh, shit.
So POs, they don't have to like watch you piss, do they?
Yes.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, I fucking hate it. Listen, dude, you guys. Wait.
Well, I know we did, but the fucking jail was weird.
Yeah. But yeah, they do. They do watch it. One time I had the shit. That was weird. I had the shit before I pissed, and he sat in there with me. He did not leave. It was the most awkward thing. I ask if anybody ever sees. Ask him how close me and him have been. Dude, I've spent a half an hour in there. I'm like, dude, I just can't piss, man. And he's like, I know. Fuck, dude, just try. Like, he's like playing the sink like an instrument and fucking slamming, opening doors, walking around, trying every trick in the book. And I'm fucking like, dude, it's because you're trying too hard and I'm thinking about it. But
It's like, dude, I'm
the
shy.
one time, it took a long time. And I'm like, dude, you wouldn't believe it, but I really got a shit. And it's coming like now. And like, he's like, I'm like, do you want to leave? He's like, just do it. He's like, can you piss while you're shitting? That was why. That's why you stay. He's like, can you piss? Like, you know how some people can shit and piss? I'm like, I'll try. Literally sat there, tried to shit and piss with him there. Didn't work. And I'm like, you just had to sit in here and fucking,
Just watch you
watch
poop.
me take a shit. And then,
You know, I would have made it
my
real
piss.
weird. Just staring him deeply into his eyes
Yeah.
while you're just dropping
It's
shit.
all mind games.
Yeah.
I'm getting over it. I'm really like sensitive with like being like, I don't know what it is. I just feel vulnerable. I need to make sure I'm like, I check my surroundings now. Ever since probation, I hate that stuff.
What's
like,
fucking-
since I was a kid on ARD or whatever. I've
So,
always
like,
hated pissing in front of
There's
people.
guys like that are like shy about it, and then I remember this one dude because you have to wake people up to piss before they go on work release.
Yeah.
And this dude, he just woke up and he is hard.
Yes.
Dude is bricked up. I'm like, do I need to wait? And he's like, no, I'm good. And just whips his dick out and starts pissing. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, some
man.
people just don't. Eventually, you just don't care. Maybe I don't fucking.
Well,
know.
he's been like in and out for a long time, so he's probably used to it. But like, it's weird to watch a dude piss with a hard dick.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard too. I wake up pee boners all the time.
Right? You gotta like lean.
Yeah, man, I have a cabinet right above my toilet, and I just like post my head up on my cabinet, kick my feet back. I'm like there's like a triangle, you know, it's geometry, you know,
Yeah.
string theory and shit, you know.
I miss Heather.
I didn't know she.
Well, okay. Well, no. See,
right.
It's uncomfortable.
what? So it's weird for a dude to be
lot
like
of
in there
penis
shitting with another dude watching him, right? But when you had to go piss test females, how many of them were like, I'm just gonna drop a deuce real quick while I'm doing this? Or were they like not weird like dudes?
Do you know about periods?
Oh, dude, I didn't even
about
fucking
that.
think about that.
Someone told me about that with the strip searches. It was like terrible.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, because the way it works, it's not like a constant flow. This is kind of gross, but it's not like a constant flow.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Interesting. I didn't know that.
it's like
Did not know that.
I thought
occasionally,
just all the time.
Yeah.
dripping.
but things like sneezing and such cause that to like
Oh, God.
contract and come out.
So the bedspread cough.
Yeah, lots of like plops on the floor with the cough.
Man, plop, man.
I stand really far away, and oh my gosh, when they come back from work release, I would wear a mask even when we didn't have to because like the wind, the smell, with the cough. I was pregnant. I would
wind
throw
from the
up.
cough?
I would throw up. Like, I'd put hand sanitizer inside my mask and put it on so it'd be like,
Oh, dude, fucking basic training coffee. You roll that shit together.
Yep, you
You
start
can't
sniffing
smell
the shit,
shit for
stay
a
awake.
while.
But here's the thing about that, though. You're in basic. You have the drill instructors look around, see who's falling asleep, and then you see like 800 people just sniffing the hand
Just
sanitizer. It's
huffing
like,
hand sanitizer.
good God, I'm breaking the class. Guess what? Gonna smoke your ass in the sand pit. You
Yeah,
know?
for
And they just
staying
start kicking
awake.
ass, there's sand all over. That's why I hate sand to this day.
No, we didn't have
Fucking
sand. We had
sand
rubber
pits.
chips.
I
No,
hate sand.
fuck sand pits,
Sand fucking
sand
sucks.
fleas, and just like, yeah.
They used to turn me into a sugar cookie with front back guys.
Yeah, it's just like, fuck that.
They have you roll around in a puddle. They're like front, you're like doing push-ups in a puddle. Back, you roll over, do sit-ups in a puddle. You're like, and then they're like, all right, you're gonna do the same thing, but you're gonna move forward to the sand. And you're like, fuck. So then you just get covered in sand.
And it's all stuck to
oh, you're like a
It gets
snickerdoodle.
everywhere. It's
Yeah,
like,
okay, I get the sugar cookie thing.
Yeah.
Man, never thought about periods before during strip searches. That makes it so much worse. We had a girl projectile shit at 2 girls that were giving strip searchers.
Nice.
Like, so I was in booking and I'm sitting behind the desk, and there was this girl that worked. I don't know if she was there when you were there. Her name was Mendenhall. She's like 6'2", fucking big old lesbian, dude. She was awesome.
her.
I fucking
she
loved
was
her.
gone.
And all of a sudden, I just see the door just boom, like swing open as hard as it can. She's like, she flung shit at me. when she bent, spread, and coughed, she like diarrheaed in an arc towards her. Yeah, jail's fucking gross.
Tis.
Oh my god, yeah.
We're at.
That motherfucker, dude. Ooh.
Yeah, he's a weird guy.
Yeah, he's super weird.
He's a riot to go off and drink with. He gets drunk.
Beats his wife a little bit.
A little bit, you know, a little bit, you know. But he's just... There was one day I think we were playing poker or something. Like I lost a bet, I had to do something, everything like that. Just sitting there, hell boy, you hung like a fucking tuna can over there. I'm like, hell yeah, I am, brother. You know, he goes off and we're joking around, making dude jokes and what. Oh, his wife,
Ex-wife.
Oh, I did not know this.
Oh yes.
Never mind. Ex-wife comes in and he's just like, you guys are fucking gross. And me were so fucking drunk at this point in time. I was like, can I say something? I don't give a fuck. Why don't you get the fuck over here and get on your fucking knees about it, then, bitch?
Damn.
And she got her inner ghetto came out, and she just lost it on me. I was like, dude, I was fucking joking. He's like, no, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He just dying my ass out.
Dude, if I were a girl and somebody told me, why don't you get on your knees and do something about it, I'd bite their dick off.
Right?
Like,
Right?
somebody kick me in the jaw and slice that thing clean off.
Sklock.
I'm so glad I'm a dude because,
Right?
man, poor girls. I don't recommend being a woman.
You should tell him about. I saw that.
Oh,
that was
fucking-
like a fucking horse.
This dude just had this big old salami sandwich hanging from his fucking, and we went to fucking strip search him, and like as soon as he pulls his pants down, Jesus Christ! Looking at this dude's dick. And like this poor dude was so embarrassed. Like poor guy already has to get naked in front of 2 other guys. And as soon as his dick comes out, the other dude loses his mind. Like,
He backed up into like this. Holy shit.
I can just picture him doing it too. He's like, "Ugh," his eyes bugging everything. Oh, he's a fucking character, that guy.
yes, strip searches are not fun. I don't enjoy them.
Yeah, that was one thing walking into this. I'm walking into a room where most of them have seen my butthole, like the inside of my butthole,
Including your
so many
girlfriend.
times. Yeah, but you guys are competing, like with the butthole part. I'm sure.
Yeah, it probably is comparable. You were on work release, weren't you, for a while?
No, they fucked me on that. Len
yeah?
doesn't like me because I don't know why.
They got it at the very end.
Brady got it.
Yeah,
They
I was
took
gonna say
Brady.
his brother was.
They took my brother, and then when I got out, and finally I'm like, what? Like to ask, I'm like, why didn't you come get me? Like, they told me they were gonna and everything. He's like, oh, somebody told me you were going to rehab, and smiled at me, and I'm like, that's bullshit. And like, I think there's
They
something
decide if
behind
you go to fucking rehab. What?
in charge of that.
Yep.
Fucked me. I used to do stuff.
If it
It's-
makes you feel better about the strip search thing, my dick count is in like the thousands.
Yeah.
I only remember a certain few.
I'm sure you do. And that's, see, I know. It doesn't bother me at all. I mean, it's
Well, like that was the thing. Everybody was like, "Oh, this is so fucking gay." I'm like, dude, I don't want to be here either. Looking at your butthole right now, like this is not my idea of heaven. Okay.
The next one's gonna be entirely war stories from the battled world. That was really interesting, actually, to bring you on, man. I'm glad you came. That was cool.
I knew that it would probably lead to you guys talking to me a little bit, but
Hey, it's all good.
This is
I'm-
it's just interesting. You know?
Yeah, because I mean, you're like you weren't like stabbing people or
No,
doing anything like
I
that.
was-
So like,
yeah.
I knew you probably didn't do anything fucking super bad. But when he said like, "What did you get away with?" Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. That was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
So that's there was nothing like serious. Like that was seriously like
Well, no, like I kind of already knew.
Yeah, dude, it's literally like I feel like anybody. You guys would probably be involved.
Dude, we did it
if
in
it
basic
was.
training.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
similar. It just happens in culture.
Like snort fucking coffee grounds out of
Yeah.
your MRE.
There was, that's how I knew.
You know,
That's
yeah,
how I knew
so-
shit like that was happening at the
People
jail
do that
because
a
I
lot.
caught a dude snorting Doritos, and I was like,
Why?
"What the fuck?" He's like,
You're like, I don't see why. Like, what is the appeal to this? Well,
Some kind of brain stimulation.
I got you beat on that one. Freaking my buddy from the Marines. He's my A gunner. First
you had
time.
an A gunner with a saw.
Yeah, I carried all my
Fancy.
shit, in case I need to have him carry
Nice.
more ammo for me, which sometimes I did.
Yeah.
Because I like to go out with 1,000+ rounds, and he'd carry maybe 200, 300, 400 rounds for me. But we were on our first workup in 29 Palms, and all of our seniors were hazing us, naturally. And we had this one guy, Iraq and Afghanistan senior. He come up, he's just like, all right, I can't remember what challenge he said it was. He's like, oh, yeah. He went off and it was just like, what kind of challenge? I could do it. And he goes off and lays out a line of Copenhagen.
Oh,
Yeah. Rips the whole line, dude. And he was just like, I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That's
And he's
rough.
just like, yeah, too much Coke, but that was not even close.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, that was fucking gross. I almost threw up. Like, just the amount of snot and, like, mucus and shit coming out afterward. Ballin'. He's just like, oh, that was worth it.
Disgusting.
Fucking
All right, kids.
idiot.
Well, that was fun. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yes.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll be back next time. Same clothes.
Nice.
wow, bro.
Edwards will still be shitting.
And we'll be wearing the same clothes next week.
Okay, bye.